After a long season of uncertainty, a subtle danger emerges. It isn't despair or collapse, but something much quieter, the urge to conclude. After you've endured confusion, silence, and waiting, a new pressure builds, the pressure to finally understand. Not because understanding is necessary, but simply because the tension has lasted too long. The Torah recognizes this exact moment. It teaches us that not every desire for meaning comes from wisdom. Sometimes it comes from fatigue. Fatigue craves closure, but wisdom seeks truth. And these two are not always the same. You can rush into meaning just like you rush into action, and the cost is similar. When meaning is rushed, it becomes fragile. When it's forced, it becomes distorted. The Torah teaches that meaning, much like fruit, has to ripen. You can't pull it from the tree early without causing damage. There are moments when the right question isn't, "What does this all mean?" but rather, "Am I ready to carry its meaning?" Because meaning has weight. It reorganizes your inner world, changes your identity, and alters your direction. If it arrives before you're stable enough to handle it, it will overwhelm you instead of clarifying things. This is why the Torah often withholds explanations, even after you've proven your endurance. This isn't an act of cruelty, it's a form of protection. Premature meaning can weaken the soul. A person who explains their circumstances too early often explains them inaccurately. They assign reasons that soothe their anxiety rather than reflect reality. They create narratives that make them feel safe, but not aligned. And alignment, not just comfort, is the Torah's priority. The Torah doesn't rush to make life understandable. It rushes to make the person trustworthy. Trustworthy with insight, trustworthy with power, and trustworthy with truth. This requires a discipline that feels unnatural to our modern minds, the discipline of not rushing to find meaning. This discipline demands real strength because our minds prefer a neat explanation over simple presence. Explanation feels productive, while presence feels exposed and vulnerable. But the Torah teaches that presence must precede meaning. If you skip presence, the meaning you create becomes a fiction. There are seasons in life that strip away all explanations just to reveal your posture. How do you stand when you're uncertain? How do you wait? How do you treat others when you have no idea why something is happening to you? The Torah says that your posture during uncertainty is what determines the accuracy of the meaning you will find later. Meaning that grows from honesty becomes wisdom. Meaning that grows from fear becomes illusion. This is why silence can continue even after great effort, patience, and faithfulness. It's not to test your endurance anymore, but to test your restraint. Can you hold back from concluding? Can you resist that powerful urge to finalize the story? Can you allow reality to remain open, without filling in the blanks prematurely? This is one of the deepest spiritual disciplines. The ego doesn't just need control, it needs an explanation. An explanation gives it a solid identity, a narrative authority, and the illusion of mastery. But the Torah humbles our need for explanation. It says you are not required to understand everything. You are required to be honest within what you do not understand. Honesty means not inventing reasons for your suffering. It means not spiritualizing your pain too quickly or turning silence into some grand symbolism just to feel spiritually advanced. Some people talk about the lessons they've learned before they've even finished living through them. Some people teach meanings before they have truly integrated them into their lives. The Torah is not impressed by mere insight. It's impressed by integration. And integration takes time. It takes repetition, friction, and the slow, gradual alignment of all your inner layers. This is why true meaning often arrives gradually and usually without a grand announcement. One day, a situation that once felt completely opaque will suddenly feel clear. Not because someone explained it to you, but because you changed. Your nervous system settled, your expectations softened, your need to be in control weakened. And suddenly you can see. The Torah says that when the self becomes quieter, the truth becomes louder. It's not dramatic or explosive. It's just undeniable. The meaning that arrives in this way doesn't need to be defended. It doesn't need to be repeated or used to convince others. It simply stabilizes you from within, silently. Here's how you can tell if meaning is real. It reduces your sense of urgency. It increases your sense of responsibility. It deepens your humility. False meaning does the exact opposite. It excites you, it oversimplifies things, and it inflates your ego. The Torah warns against this kind of inflated meaning, which turns spirituality into a performance, hardship into an identity, and waiting into a mark of self-importance. True meaning doesn't elevate you above life. It grounds you more deeply within it. The Torah says that meaning is not just an explanation of your past. It is a responsibility you carry toward the future. If the meaning you've found doesn't make you more careful, more patient, more ethical, and more grounded, then it's not real meaning. It's just commentary. This is why the Torah is so patient. It allows a person to live without knowing, without explaining, and without concluding, until their inner structure is strong enough to hold clarity without distorting it. So, if you're in a place right now where understanding is starting to appear, but it's not fully formed, don't rush it. Don't finish the sentence too early. Don't lock in the lesson prematurely. Stay present, stay honest, stay disciplined. The Torah says the final form of wisdom is the ability to wait, even when insight feels just within reach. The meaning will come. Not because you forced it, but because you finally became able to live it. You have been blessed.